My name is Nikki Smokes. I got the wrong show up. I got the wrong show up in the background. This is not a smoke show. This is the Sunday Night Prayer. I'm your host, Nikki Smokes, with Bobby, Field, Dante, and Billy Smokes. Today, we're going to be talking about the AFC West. I think this is the most competitive division in all of football.
Without a doubt.
I'm going to give you guys a little spoiler. My Super Bowl winner is in this division. I'm letting you know that now. I think this team is stacked head to toe. I'm not going to spill the secrets yet, but I'm very, very excited to talk about the AFC West. I can't wait. I think this is the best division of football. What do you guys think?
Bloodbath.
Yeah, they're gonna be beating the shit out of each other all season long. This is gonna be, like you said, the most competitive division in all of football. Can't wait.
I agree. It's the most competitive division, but I think it's more of a 2-horse race than a 4-horse race. So I'll leave it at that.
I'm kind of with you there, Dante, or Geek, whatever you go by on this show.
Let me change his name back to Dante.
It's one of those divisions. It's one of those divisions where the team in last might win 7 games. I mean, type of division.
Yeah, definitely.
Could be.
I think so.
Definitely. But
let's just get into this. I was gonna say let's just get into the fucking smoke. Dante said it's a 2-horse race. Ryan somehow agrees. I think that's an egregious take.
Chiefs and Chargers, 2-horse race.
I think Denver has life. I think everyone is just sizing the shit out of Russell Wilson. Recency bias. Ryan Field was on his knees begging for Russell Wilson to be the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. He knows Howie has a special relationship with Russell Wilson. Before he messed up his finger, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He still throws one of the best deep balls in the NFL. And I think Denver finally has its quarterback. I think Russell Wilson's a great quarterback. Now, I'm not saying that Denver is going to win this division. I don't think they're the best team in this division. But to say that they're not in the race, I think that's a little crazy.
I will agree with you there on Russell Wilson, and I still would stab all 4 of you guys live on this YouTube channel to get Russell Wilson in an Eagles uniform. I don't care if he's old, washed. You can give him fucking 9 fingers, and I'll take him. But that's only in comparison to what I have right now, which is not a Russell Wilson. But the most disrespected quarterback in this division is Derek Carr, and it's not even close. Look at his regular season numbers next to anybody, and he's at the table. He's in the conversation.
I'm kind of glad you said that because I think he's the most overrated quarterback. I've never seen a quarterback get so hyped up in my life in Derek Carr.
Well, you put out a TikTok video like a month ago of the top 10 or 12 quarterbacks, and he wasn't on there. And
because he shouldn't be. You're gonna tell me this is top 10 material?
I think he's around like 13.
Come on, bro. 23 of 24.
That's a good rank.
These are his 2 best years.
I didn't realize he had that many interceptions last year.
This is pretty nice. But that's 5 years ago. Recently, I don't think he's been a top 10 quarterback the last 3 years compared to everyone else.
Name one receiver Derek Carr has had before 2020.
Bingo.
One.
I mean, I'm not a Raiders encyclopedia, but I'm pretty sure one just got arrested and killed someone. What's his name? Oh, Henry Ruggs. In the first round.
He killed the dog.
Hunter Renfrow, they just paid. I'm not saying he's a great wide receiver. I'm just naming wide receivers for you. They got Devontae Adams this year. I think that's going to be a great hookup. I see that working. It shouldn't miss. They were college teammates. But to your point, I mean, if I'm going to be truthfully honest with you, I can't sit here and think of Raider wide receivers from 2014. I don't know if Jordy Nelson was one of his receivers. I feel like that's right.
Actually.
That kind of plays into Field's point, though. It's like Derek Carr has done pretty damn well with what he's had over the past couple of years.
He's like the AFC Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, dude.
Just disrespected a little bit.
Yeah,
that's kind of. I agree 100%. Top 10 quarterback.
No. He's like 12, 13.
Well, I think he's better than Kirk Cousins.
But Kirk Cousins had 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions last year.
Yeah, with
blew out Derek Carr's numbers.
In the league, though.
Yeah, he had Thielen and J-Jets.
I don't know exactly. Mr. Gritty himself. But I'm not here to fucking defend Derek Carr until my face turns blue. I don't think the Raiders are winning this division. I like Dante's point. I think it's Chargers and Chiefs, and I lean towards the Chargers, but I know everybody else does.
Billy, what do you think about that?
About the Chargers or Chiefs winning the division? Yeah, I agree.
Do you think it's a 2-horse race?
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely think that the 2 teams that definitely could win the division are Chargers, Chiefs. I think you guys are disrespecting Russell Wilson a little bit too much. I think he's a top 5 fucking quarterback in the league, obviously. Plus he's thick as fuck, and he has a bunch of receivers to throw the ball to. And he has a really good fucking defense as well. So I think that the Broncos are getting disrespected, but when it comes down to it, it's Chargers Chiefs all the way. But it just comes down to like, can Chargers win those close games? Because if a couple games went their way last year and a couple calls went the other way, I mean, they could have been playing Cincinnati instead of Las Vegas. So yeah, I think if the Chargers, I mean, they're definitely more fitted for it than any other team in this division on paper. Like, they definitely have like the best roster, top to bottom, to seriously win this division and maybe even make a serious Super Bowl push at the end of the season. So definitely, I think it's a 2-horse race, but I think that Denver needs to be considered more as, no pun intended, a dark horse.
Here's one thing I'll add to Fields, because he was the one that brought up Derek Carr. I feel like the Raiders are being the most disrespected out of any of these teams in the West. I feel like you see anyone's predictions, they all have Raiders as dead last. Do you think it's as clear cut that the Raiders are the worst team in the West, Dante?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
They're not built in the trenches at all. They're easily the worst team in the trenches in this division. They got that Fresno State connection back with Tay Adams and Carr. Colton Miller is literally the only serviceable player on this offensive line. And yeah, he's really, really good, but everyone else is damn right awful. Alex Leatherwood back to right tackle means Lester Cotton's going to slot in at right guard, I believe. The guy has 5 career snaps, okay? I mean, this offensive line is so inexperienced, and they're not good at all to begin with. The interior defensive linemen are weak. Bilal Nichols is a solid pass rusher, but not very good at run stopping. Max Crosby and Chandler Jones are very good at pass rushing, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Run stopping, they're good as well, but I do think Max Crosby will regress a little bit as a run stopper, but he'll still be an elite pass rusher because that's just what he does. He had 108 pressures last year. Guy's fantastic. Chandler Jones is a dual double-digit sack master as well, so got a really good pass rush. Rocky Sin and Trayvon Mullen are one of the weaker cornerback duos in the league, in my opinion. Neither of them allowed a below-average pass, or they're both below average in allowed pass rating last season. And they got Nate Hobbs in the slot, who's a dog, had a really good rookie campaign. But he can't play every position. His ceiling is limited because he's in the slot. So that's not a guy who's going to like elevate your secondary a ton. And then the safeties are very inexperienced as well. You got Trayvon Morig, and then the other guy is Jonathan Abrams. They're both like second, third year safeties. They both allowed a pass rating higher than 100 last season, so not great, but they will progress, I think, but neither of them are going to be above average. So I think this team
Ryan,
is really
it looked like you disagreed.
Well, initially, yeah, but when you think about it, like the problem that this team faces is they have to deal with the fucking terrible management that was Mike Mayock and John Gruden just pissing away draft classes for years. So they could be like a year away from I mean, their defense sucks. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
In this division that you're going to get cooked. But I think offensively, I think they have the best traditional run game behind the Broncos. I think that Derek Carr has the most at his disposal than he's ever had in his career. You're not going to see Darren Waller getting fucking bracketed by a safety and a linebacker every play. Hunter Renfrow finds he's like, in terms of like ability to sit down in a zone somewhere, he's up there in the top of the league with being able to get. He's like a Jarvis Landry, like one of those guys that's always going to get open on 3rd and 7 for 9 yards.
Yep.
I agree with that, but how can you say that? How can you say they have a good rushing attack with that offensive line? Like they have a bottom 5 offensive line in the league, and there's no question about it.
But they're going to run the ball. They're going to pound at least,
and they're not going to be very good at it. Thing they'll average 3 yards per attempt, and when you run the ball for 3 yards 4 times in a row, you're going to get the first down. But over a longevity of a season, they're going to be one of the least efficient rushing attacks in the league.
Well, some of your best defense in this division might be getting 4 yards of play and keeping the other offense off the field, because I don't want fucking Patrick Mahomes coming out. I don't want Justin Herbert coming out. If you're telling me that I can get 60 yards and kick a field goal and take 8 minutes off the clock,
it's a win.
But they can do it, but every other team in the division can do it better.
But that's the fucking Chargers don't have a running game. I mean, they can run the ball.
Their offensive line is much better than the Raiders is.
Yeah, but they don't. But look at fucking Staley over there. It's going to be 4th and 3, and he's not going to run the ball. He's going to line up in spread offense, and he's going to run fucking verticals like it's
go for 2 every fucking touchdown as well.
Exactly.
I'm there with it. I love it.
So I don't know.
That lost 2 games though. That lost so many games, dude. That
was unlucky.
Also won games.
It was unlucky. It won games too. It's going to win more than it lost last season.
You're a go for 2 every time guy, Dante?
Huge. Oh my God, yes.
Shout out.
I'm not with that just because of 3, like the number 3, just like it's a big number in college for sure. Because no one plays defense, but in the NFL where everything's 3 points,
short
4
passes
points.
on 4th and short. I'm all in with Staley's approach. I think it's fantastic. Do we want to get into the Chargers now, or
no? Almost. I want to hear Bobby's thoughts on the Raiders if they're dead last, and then we'll get into all that down there.
I mean, I think the Raiders are a solid football team. When you look at this division, it's just so hard because someone's obviously got to come in last. I think that it is going to be the Raiders, but I could see the Raiders being a team that like spoils shit down the stretch for the other teams. Definitely, like you don't want to play the Raiders prime time Monday night in Vegas. That's just a brutal spot to walk into in that new Death Star Stadium they got down there.
Sick.
Like the place is crazy. I think at the end of the day, I'm going to bet a lot of overs on this Raiders team. And they're going to play spoiler down the stretch. I don't think they're good enough to win the division. I think that they're going to be a team come week 14, 15, that they're on the graphic for the wild card, but they slowly fade away. I say 8, 7-ish wins for them, and that's last place in this division, which is kind of crazy.
So I just wanted to get into the Raiders. So they had 6 walk-off wins last season. So you want to talk about unlucky, where the Chargers were? The Raiders were the exact opposite. You cannot bank on a team having 6 walk-off wins year in and year out. That just doesn't happen. I think that was like the most in NFL history. So this year, I mean, hell, they might not have a single one. I have their ceiling at 8 and 9, their floor at 5 and 12, and I'm going 6 and 11, getting last in the division easily.
Another shit.
You're hammering that under, bro.
Yeah, I have the under 8.5.
Another shit part about their schedule, which is obviously tough, they play the young quarterbacks in the schedule late in the season, so they'll have their fucking feet wet. They'll get all the growing pains out of the way. Like you'll see, if you're going to see Kenny Pickett this year, you know it's towards the end of the season where they'll play him, or a Trey Lance. I think they play like week 17 or 16, some shit. So
I think that Steelers matchup is kind of gross for them. It's at Heinz Field. Like I said, I have no faith in their interior defensive lineman. I think Najee can completely gash him. I think the Steelers' offensive line could move the Raiders' defensive line around, which is saying a lot about how I feel about the Raiders' defensive line in terms of run stopping. So I really hate their schedule too. You guys were talking about the Chiefs' schedule earlier today in the group chat. I think the Raiders is just as bad, if not worse.
That's what I was just going to say. I mean, them winning that game over the Chargers in the overtime where they could have both just tied and went to the playoffs, I think that's ultimately going to fuck them because now they play a second place schedule. According to Warren Sharp, they have the 3rd toughest schedule in the league. I mean, you got to play that into account as well when you're talking about the Raiders. While they're a solid team and they had 6 walk-off wins last year, I mean, that just smells like regression.
Yep. All right. Well, we already talked about the Raiders. I think it's time to talk about the best team. We could just start going into bets too if you want. Just give them as the team that you like pops up. And it kills me to say this because we should be this team. We should be the team with Herbert. We should be the team with Slater. We should be the team with the offensive line. I think the Chargers are the best team in football. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I think Justin Herbert's a top 5 quarterback, and we passed on him. It's the most Dolphins thing. Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl last year. It's only right if the Dolphins quarterback that they passed on ended up going to the Super Bowl next and winning it. I think Justin Herbert is unbelievable. Top 5 talent in the league. Their defense, the Chargers defense, is phenomenal. Top 5, top 10 in the league. You go out there, you add Khalil Mack paired up with Joey Bosa. Maybe you'll have a healthy Derwin James. You add J.C. Jackson to an already really talented secondary. And look, like Stanley might have lost him some games, but I think he won him some games. He goes out there. He trusts his team. He puts the ball in his playmakers' hands. You've seen some plays where Herbert's just slinging like 4th and 20s and they're getting first downs or game-winning touchdowns. It is what it is. I think Herbert's great. I think this defense is great. Austin Eckler's great. Their offensive line has gotten better, and I really think the Chargers are built to win a Super Bowl this year. They're the only team that I bet to win the Super Bowl this year. And for all my Dolphin fans watching, we don't have beef with Charger fans. Look, there was never a Dolphins-Chargers rivalry. We played once in an AFC championship in like 1984 or 1983 or something. The only reason why we have beef with Chargers fans is because their quarterback is Justin Herbert and ours is Tua. And we were all clowning the Charger fans because they were posting pictures of Tua in a Chargers jersey, and we're like, ha, 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 yeah, you thought. And it turns out, well, Justin Herbert's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I think the Chargers are the best team in this division. I think they win the division, and I think they win the Super Bowl. But I do want to add, you do not have to win this division to win the Super Bowl. I think the Chargers don't have to win the division. They can win the Super Bowl, and vice versa with the Chiefs. But I don't think the Chiefs are going to have that great of a year.
Good point.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth with the division thing. I'm right there with you with the Super Bowl, but I actually don't have them winning the division. I have them and the Chiefs tied, and I don't want to bet them knowing that they're going to tie and go through with all that that BS. But yeah, I do have the Chargers winning the Super Bowl. I was going to wear my jersey, but I didn't want to seem like a homer, so I decided not to. But the whole thing with me is that this is a team that ranked second in the league in yards per drive and second in the league in points per drive. The only team ahead of them was the Chiefs, who just lost Tyreek Hill. I think they did a good job replacing him, but I'm not going to get into that till later. Their offensive line improved a lot. They added a guy like Zion Johnson, first-round draft pick. He can play any position on the offensive line, which is kind of the guy that the Chargers need. Plug and play him anywhere you need to. He's throwing guys in camp. He's having a great camp, so I love that move. The only liability is right tackle. You got Storm Norton, who is my least favorite player on the team. He's terrible. And also the guy who's competing with him for the starting job is Trey Pipkins, who just the fact that he's competing with Storm Norton shows how bad he is. So that's a huge liability at right tackle. But it's not that bad because the rest of the line is really good. You got Corey Lindsley. You got Rashawn Slater, who in my opinion is an all-pro tackle this season. And on defense, Jerry Tillery is now not a starter. So Chargers fans like myself are rejoicing because the guy is terrible at football. To replace him, you get Sebastian Joseph Day, a guy who was first on the Rams in stop percentage last season by a wide margin at 15.5%. That was like 6% better than Aaron Donald, even though he played a lot less snaps, blah, blah, blah. But still, he's a very serviceable run stopper. And they also got Austin Johnson from the Giants, another underrated player, probably the best run stopper on the Giants from last season. So the interior defensive line got a lot better. You obviously pair Bosa and Mack, two guys that are going to have 60-plus pressures, two guys that are going to have 10-plus sacks, elite pass rushing core, and you also in the secondary. What's that?
Can they stay healthy though? Like, cause like Khalil Mack.
So. I mean, Khalil Mack he was like a 90-plus pressure guy for like 5 years in a row. He had that one thing last year, but I think he'll be fine this year. That was the only real injury for.
They just gotta stay healthy, dude. They just
really think they will. When you're playing,
I feel like that's every team though. If you want to win a Super Bowl, you have to get hot late and you have to be healthy.
Nah, dude, the Chargers have had the worst injury luck in like the history of injury luck, especially on that defense. It's not when they're going to get hurt. No, the Chargers, the Ravens were the team last year, but the Chargers have been like the team the last 3 years combined. Every year,
the Chargers have never had this type of. They haven't had this type of talent though. And
I agree. This team is stacked.
Usually there's always one guy in camp who gets hurt, and everyone's like, "Oh, damn, already." But this year that hasn't happened yet, so just a matter of time, maybe. But I think this is the year that they finally stay healthy.
I want to see that boy Derwin play 17 games, man. Yeah, Derwin is a problem, and I need to see him play a full 17.
I want to see Megan Fox walk through my front door right now.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Megan Fox and Jennifer's body.
In that secondary, though, the guys last year that were starting. So, what's his face? He was the cornerback one last year. I forgot his name, but he was the cornerback one last year. No, damn it, I can't remember his name. Whatever. No. But whoever he is,
he's not Hayward, is it?
No, he's off the team. The guy I'm talking about was cornerback one last year. He's now not even starting. He's cornerback 4. Asante Samuel, I think, is going to make a big jump with J.C. Jackson coming in. You also add a slot corner in
Jackson.
My God, how am I forgetting all these guys' names?
Bryce Callahan.
Yeah, you're not on your
Bryce Callahan. Oh my goodness, dude. Bryce Callahan. Yes, you add him in the slot. That's a great move. So now you got your old cornerback 1 at cornerback 4. You got J.C. Jackson, who in my opinion is the best man corner in the league. He's never allowed a passer rating above 65 when targeted, never allowed a completion percentage greater than 55%. So an absolute dog. At safety, you obviously have Derwin James. And I think this year Adderley is due for a big jump as well. I think that addition of J.C. Jackson is going to take a lot of pressure off the other guys. Asante Samuel will now be guarding primarily wide receiver 2s. And he's a guy who had a very strong rookie season. He had 7 forced incompletions, 2 interceptions. So very good start to his career. And now he's going to be going against wide receiver 2s. I think he's due for a big season. You also got Nasir Adderley back there, who's never been great, but I think he's due for a big jump in production.
You guys see how stupid this is?
Yeah,
it's dumb.
Do you see how fucking stupid this is?
He's going forward.
He's not even on year 3, bro. He's going into his 3rd year.
He had 31 tubs his rookie season. Fucking A.
I mean, missed like 4 games.
Look, I don't know if Captain Cold is trolling, but do you guys agree with this statement? Herbert wouldn't be shit in Miami. Now, Tua was the most pressured quarterback of all time, but you're going to tell me this motherfucker wouldn't be shit? He'd be shit anywhere he went. He'd be the shit anywhere he went.
Yeah, that's a Captain Cold take right there. That's just absurd.
Let me ask you guys this, because obviously me and Bobby, we do a lot of defending, and I think Tua could still be the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. I'm not ruling that out yet. But you guys are not Dolphin fans whatsoever. You have no love, no affiliation at all. Do you think the Dolphins will regret not drafting Justin Herbert at 5, and do you think it set back the Miami Dolphins?
Dude, one of my biggest one of the smartest times in my life that I've ever appeared to be smart was telling everybody the Dolphins should take Herbert. Obviously, it sets you it might not set you back, but you regret not picking him.
Yeah.
I mean, you're an instant. You don't need to go out and make every single fucking move that the Dolphins made this offseason if you get Justin Herbert, because he makes everybody that much better. Now you need to surround Tua with people that'll make him better. That's the difference between those two, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
In my eyes, Herbert's the third best quarterback in the league behind Allen and Mahomes. Like I think he is like.
I have him up there. I have him top 5.
Probably like 4. Yeah,
he's up there.
I put him after Brady and Rodgers. Respectfully.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's okay. Of course, yes, that's
Agreed.
And
but at this moment in time, personally, I think he's number 3.
I think he's better than Joe Burrow.
I do too. Yeah,
I think Burrow just got to the bigger game, but Burrow has that dick factor. Like Herbert has like the Rodgers vibe, like talent, but Burrow has like the Brady confidence. You know.
We haven't seen Herbert in a position to have that type of confidence yet. I mean, Joey B had that big playoff run. When the Chargers make the playoffs, we'll see what he's all about.
I mean, we saw it in that Raiders game. Herbert was not going outside. The difference.
Yeah, I mean, he did to put the team on his back.
I feel like with Herbert, he just has more of like the flashiness because Burrow is more or less just like a pocket guy. Like he's going to get 90% of his work done in the pocket, quick, be on the money. Herbert can create more, extend plays and stuff like that. But if you're giving me either or, I don't care. Like you can give me either of them, and I'm not going to say shit. Like I'll be more than happy.
Smoke, if you would like to, can you just pull up Twitter real quick and look up like Justin Herbert versus the Giants because he made the most unbelievable throw last season against that team, and I cannot imagine Joe Burrow making the same throw. I mean,
was it that deep ball?
Ridiculous. Yeah, the one that guy while he's in the middle of getting hit on the run, 60-yard right on the money. I mean, he is an absolute stud.
And I think for as long as just defensively, when you're healthy, this is the best defense in the NFL.
Best? Dang.
Look at the secondary.
When healthy?
When healthy, if you get that secondary with that kind of pass rush coming, like it's just
that camera angle was filthy.
Joe Burrow's not doing that. Joe Burrow's not even flexible enough.
He looks just like Jalen Hurts. Holy shit.
Calm down.
This throw is retarded.
Yeah, I mean Joe Burrow can't do that either. I'm sorry.
Ew.
Oh, that's on the Eagles field too. Yeah, he definitely like channeled across sidelines, got some of that Jalen.
Yeah, that's the throw right there. Yeah, come on now.
Those jerseys are ass.
Ass. Those ones suck. That throw, definitely not ass.
I hate my life. Oh my god, dude! How do you not draft that motherfucker, bro?
That is crazy. Who's that receiver?
Was that Jalen Guyton is the GOAT.
Jalen Guyton. You better be fucking happy that Justin Herbert's your quarterback, or you would be at the fucking CC.
That is such cap, dude. Jalen Guyton is an elite deep threat.
Jalen Guyton.
Jalen Guyton is an elite deep threat. Pipe down.
Oh my god.
An elite deep threat.
He is.
Hey Jalen, just go out there and run. Herbert will find you.
Yeah, I mean, what else do you need?
And then you have
Jalen Guyton, man.
And also, I need to say, we've said
Tua got to be that guy this year, dog. I mean, I know he's not gonna ever make a throw like that, but dog, if you are not, oh my god, that throw is just so stupid.
Nah, we'll see some of it this year. He's gonna have some plays where he just lobs it, and it's just gonna look perfect because Tyreek is that different. With that.
Like, if you remember Stetson Bennett's throw in like the college football playoff last year, that he just like hucked it up and the guy made a great catch and everyone was giving him the credit.
Yeah,
that's gonna be Tua this year.
That's when he had 2 hips, though.
That's true.
That was that glass box right there, right next to his towel.
It's feel like fucking RoboCop right now.
We'll see.
All right, what do you think of the Chargers?
Who's that? Me?
I was gonna go over
all fucking deaf. I said, Billy, what do you think of the Chargers?
All the bets that I have for the Chargers. There's like 4 of them.
Yeah, if you have bets, like when we're talking about the team, drop your bets with the team.
Okay. Herbert to win MVP plus 800. Chargers to be the highest scoring team plus 900. Chargers to win the Super Bowl plus 1,000. Chargers to win the AFC plus 5.
Damn, I got a great line. I got Chargers to win the Super Bowl at plus 1,600.
Yeah, that was a bad line.
I might have misread it.
You might be looking at AFC, Dante.
No, AFC was plus 550. I know that because I had that too.
Plus 550. I just love the Chargers over 10. Is their win total still 10? I don't know.
Yeah, 10. Overs minus 140.
That to me.
Yeah, it was 155 for me, so it's juicy. I'm not taking that.
Yeah, they're not going to be maybe the one team in this division that doesn't win 10 games. I know that. Look at their schedule. They're going to be 10-1. They might lose to the Chiefs in like the 3rd week, but this team's going to stack wins early, and then they're going to be fucking coasting. It won't matter what Brandon Staley does on 4th and 7 from his own 3.
Like for me though, in my opinion, I think the Chargers are super well equipped to just run through everyone in the playoffs.
1,000%. Yeah, like they have the best roster. I mean, top to bottom in the league. In the fucking, it's just like, can they stay consistent? Because I remember last year, like they would kind of go through some stretches where they would just blow everybody out, and then they would lose a game randomly because like that, like Field said on a random 4th and 7. And fuck, like,
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I mean, we got our
Houston game
by the
they just randomly gave up 40 points to the Texans.
No, if you know the Chargers, there's always a Houston game. It's going to be this year. We're going to lose to Atlanta on the road. I can virtually guarantee it.
The Chargers' worst game last year was against the Cowboys. They should have won that game 5 times.
Well,
yeah, I remember that game specifically.
The Cowboys are actually good at football, unlike the Texans.
No, fuck that. They should. I remember watching that game, having a bet on the Chargers, saying, "Holy fuck, I'm never betting this team again." They're literally all in cahoots against me trying to lose this $100 bet. They do not.
In my opinion, though, I think when we play you guys, that was a terrible performance on our part, and we should have beat you guys by like 60.
No, if we got the ball again, that game was over.
Yeah, but we blew so many chances. We should have won that game by like 3 possessions at least. We played terrible and still got the W.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when you have fucking Justin Herbert instead of Jalen Hurts.
Facts.
I'm giving the Chargers to win the Super Bowl out too. So I think we're probably just a Chargers podcast at this point, which is not a good thing. I'm giving them to win the division though. I don't think anyone else has done that. Everyone says it's a 2-horse race, but when you look at one horse that plays the hardest division in football and the other plays the 17th easiest schedule in football, one's plus 220, the other's plus 175. It's like, I'll take the plus 220 flyer on the team I think is better and has an easier schedule. Like
Wait, what's the Chargers' strength of schedule rank?
17. I had 17.
Yeah, based on last year, they're like 11th or 12th based on like their opponent's win total. But either way, it's the only one in this division that's not top 10 hardest.
Yeah.
I'll go over the games I think we lose. I think we lose to the Niners, lose to the Falcons, lose to the Chiefs once, lose to the Colts, and then probably on the way to the Broncos because we never won that game.
What is it about the Falcons game though that you think you guys just shit the bed? Like, is it?
There's always one. There's Texas last year.
Like, what is it about the Falcons in particular though? Do you think like the matchup isn't great or like?
No,
like,
there's always one. I mean, what about the Texans last year? We were like
it's Felipe Franks at tight end.
You just have
it's Kyle Pitts at tight end. You brain dead.
No,
mush.
It's Felipe Franks. Felipe Franks is the best tight end to come out of the University of Florida to play for.
Yeah, that's wild. I thought that guy was working
living tight end. There's a deceased tight end who was better than.
I'm not entertaining that.
Get him out of here.
Damn.
Felipe Franks, man. That was the sticking point for you?
Just to say the best tight end out of Florida when Kyle Pitts is literally
No. I took Kyle Pitts in my draft last night in the 4th round. So I love him. But Felipe Franks is him.
That's a great pickup.
Say in the 4th round, that's nice.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
This team's going to be 7-0 at the bye. I'll say it now. They're beating Kansas City in week 2, and they're going to be 7-0. You get Cleveland with no Deshaun Watson. That might not even be a good thing because he can't fucking throw anymore.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad
out there.
Can we talk about preseason football? Did everybody bet Jalen Hurts MVP? Am I the only one?
Bro, he threw 4 screen passes and 2 checkdowns. He had 1 nice throw on the run.
2 touchdowns in 1 drive.
I thought Hurts looked good, Field.
How do you have 2 touchdowns in 1 drive?
Penalties.
They count.
They count. Yes. He looked amazing.
Hey, Fields on the phone with his dad. Yo, did you watch the Birds game? Did you see Hurts had 2 touchdowns in 1 drive?
Drive on 1.
Like, I can't believe I gave birth to this fucking brain dead bug.
Bro, my dad is worse than me. My dad will call me and be like, hey, man, I think we can win 13 games with this guy Hurts. I'm like, Dad, he can't fucking throw the ball from our front door to the back patio. What are you talking about?
This Hurts guy, he's really good, man. He's really good.
Carson Wentz sucks. Fuck Carson Wentz. I'm like, yes, Dad, we've had this conversation 100 times.
But yeah, I mean, just back to the Chargers. I'm with Bobby on that one. +2. I have it at +230 on my book, which I like it even a little bit more. It's just a question. Like, they just got to stay consistent, stay healthy, just like any other team. But like from top to bottom, dude, I think this is like the best team in the NFL. That's my 3rd time saying it, and that will hopefully be my last time saying that.
Yeah, please stop saying it.
Yeah,
I cancel my bet.
Yo, Billy,
yeah, for real, bro. I'm just a fucking walking, talking mush. But yeah, dude, Chargers +230. And also I got a little some for the Broncos as well when we touch on the Broncos.
Nice.
Well, why don't we just go over there? Or let's go. We go
Sure.
Kansas City. We go.
Okay, let's go Kansas City.
We had a perfect segue. Billy just segued us perfectly into Denver, and we got to go Denver. Come on.
All right, whatever, Dante. You could host now.
Thank you, Dante. Yeah.
All right.
Dante for host.
Denver
Make the show later. Put the show on later so Mondays are not just like no golf anymore. That's so whack.
What golf club is open on Mondays?
But golf club isn't open on Mondays.
Yeah, what?
Every single one that's within a 5-mile radius of me.
Bro, that's
Yeah,
because
you're
you
doing
live
a
in
really good job at
Living
hosting.
Card Central.
We're talking
Yeah,
about
we're
golf
talking
now,
about
bro.
golf right now.
It's going well.
Yeah, this is the new Smoking Greens. Shot an 87 this weekend. Felt good.
This is the new Smoking Greens.
All right, so Denver Broncos. I believe that they upgraded at quarterback, but you got to look at something else. Russell Wilson, he's 30 years old now. I think the rushing ability isn't there like it was in the past. And for the first time in his career last season, on non-play action passes, his adjusted completion percentage was less than 70%. So I think his accuracy is getting a little bit worse. I think his rushing ability is getting a little bit worse, but he's still a top 10 quarterback for sure. Receiving corps loses Tim Patrick, my guy from Utah. He gave me his gloves like 3 years ago at a bowl game, so shout out to him. Super nice guy. But he's a big body receiver, great deep threat. Losing him is going to be a little bit tough, but I think they'll be fine. You know, Cortland Sutton's another basketball type player. I mean, he's a big body. He can box out receivers, can jump up high, make contested catches. So I like Cortland Sutton. And Jerry Jeudy is my pick for breakout player of the year if that was a real award. He averaged more yards of separation per route run than Cooper Kupp and Tyreek Hill last year. I was first on the team in yards per route run. He can play all over the field. I'm all in on Jerry Jeudy this year. I think he's an absolute stud. And with better quarterback play, he's going to have the year of his life. And everyone always talks about his drop percentages, stuff like that. That's all fake. He dropped 2 passes last year. Okay, it's drop problems are non-existent for the guy. So he's going to have an awesome year. Offensive line is nothing special, nothing really to talk about there. They're pretty mid. The defensive line added DJ Jones, who's a much-needed run-stopping force. However, the rest of the front seven isn't great at stopping the run. Bradley Chubb's like a big question mark if he can stay healthy. He's had only 2 full seasons out of his 4 years in the NFL, so not really banking on him to play all 17. But they got Randy Gregory, great pass rusher. And if him and Chubb can both stay healthy, they'll probably combine for over 100 pressures on the season. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them if they can stay healthy. Secondary outside of Surtain and Simmons doesn't have anyone like good at all. They're all pretty below average. But nobody that's super outstanding liability like some other teams have. They're all pretty experienced, all NFL proven guys, just not the cream of the crop. So for me, I have the MVP on this team being Patrick Surtain or Russell Wilson. X factors are Bradley Chubb, Jerry Jeudy, and DJ James. Breakout player, Jerry Jeudy. I have their floor at 6-11, ceiling at 11-6, prediction at 9-8.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Field.
No, go ahead, Billy. I don't got much on the Broncos.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, honestly, this is probably my best bet of this division is the Broncos win total at 10.5. I think that they are
over or under.
Over. What is it? Plus 110. That's what I got of that list. They got Seahawks week 1, Texans week 2, Jets week 7, Jaguars week 8, and then Panthers week 12. They'll probably win all of those games. They're going to be favored against the 49ers in week 3, Colts in week 5. That's 7 wins right there. Okay. Then you can split the divisional series. Then if you're already at the push. Okay. You're already pushing that pretty much. Then road games against Titans week 10, Ravens week 13, Rams week 16 will be difficult, obviously, but the game that could push us over this total is the Cardinals in week 16 or 17, and we all know how the Cardinals are notorious chokers at the latter end of the year. So honestly, 10.5 wins. I mean, I think that's very, very, very possible for this team. Plus, especially plus money.
Going over their schedule though. Bold take for me. I think the Seahawks beat him on that week 1 game. So I'm going with that.
That's a dumb take on
How?
They got a good rushing attack. They don't have the worst offensive line either. The Broncos front 7, like I said, isn't the best at stopping the run. I think it's a close game. Seattle wins 16-13.
I don't know, dude. I mean, Russ playing against his old team, bro, especially with like how that ended as well, because there's probably some sour feelings there with Russ and management. I just think the Broncos, I just don't see them losing that game in any universe possible. Like they can
me, Billy Mush, and all of America are going to be on the Broncos, and I think that's the one like slam dunk. Hey, everyone, NFL's back. We're going to give you this free donation, and we're going to crush you the next 16 weeks.
I think there's a couple other games on there that are more like that than that one. But I think the Seahawks win that game. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. I don't think they're as bad as people make them out to be, but is what it is. And I also think I don't think they beat the 49ers either. Like I said, man, I think against those really good rushing teams, they're just going to get absolutely gashed on the ground, and the Niners are the best it gets when it comes to that. So I think the Niners beat them pretty easily.
This is still a Vic Fangio defense, though. I mean, they still have the same guys, and they're deep as well. They have like 7, 8. They have like 6.
Their front seven is the exact opposite of deep, in my opinion. Though I don't think their front seven is very deep. And like I said, they only got 2 guys on the secondary that are really good. I think their defense is mad overrated, and they're probably in the bottom half of the league, if I'm being completely honest.
I don't know, dude. When you say the Seahawks are going to beat them, that's just one thing I can get over, bro. I just don't see that happening at all.
No, that's a bold take that, like, if you're right, you fucking cheer around the house.
Like I said, it's bold. I mean, if it's I got nothing to lose with that take. If I lose, I mean, I'll just be like, oh, the Seahawks suck ass, because they kind of do.
But this isn't.
I think there's a big upset that can happen. That's the one.
This isn't Peyton Manning joining the Broncos and like the peak of his prime, maybe just a little after. This is a team that just went and hired fucking Nathaniel Hackett because they thought Aaron Rodgers would come to them. So who the fuck knows what this guy is going to do? I don't know. Russ is getting old. Yeah, he didn't look like himself last year. He doesn't have a significant drop off in talent around him. Like, he had a good receiving core last year.
Yeah. He worst offensive line in the league. Well, yeah, before the Dolphins.
Let's take a second and appreciate Albert Okwenga guy.
I wasn't even going to attempt to say his name. He's the fantasy darling.
I call him Albert O.
He must be decent if they got rid of Font, because I thought Font was decent, but
yeah, I did too.
The thing is, though, Broncos never really been, or Russell Wilson has never really used tight ends like that.
Only for a 3-week span with Will.
Gerald Everett had his best year of his career last year, but I mean, he still wasn't like getting a heavy dose in that offense.
Everett was with the Rams last year, wasn't he?
No,
or he's with the Rams now. Okay,
but he's on the Chargers now. That's like I want to talk about. He's on the Chargers now, so the Chargers got a great tight end deal with him and Chicken Farm.
The only thing that I will say is that the last 2 Super Bowl winners have both come from a team making a fucking catastrophic quarterback change in the offseason with Brady and Stafford. So that would be like my only fucking conspiracy theory to hoping that this team wins the Super Bowl. I don't see it. I think the Broncos finish last in this division. And for me, it's proven until they can prove it, then I'm going to just be against them, because I think that they're fucking John Elway just sitting there saying, I can't develop a QB for shit, so let me just go get the best one I can. And that they kind of just like slopped it all together. They did get better while the Chiefs, in my opinion, got worse, and everybody else in the division got better. But I'm not fading Mahomes to get behind this Broncos team.
Yeah. Which you think the Broncos finish last?
I want the Broncos, or if I was betting it, I would bet the Broncos to finish last. I don't know if you can even find a line for that.
There are somewhere, but yeah.
I'm right on board with Field, man. I think Broncos. I just don't know what to make of them at this point. I mean, obviously you're bringing in Russell Wilson, huge change, a guy that at his height of his power was a top 3 quarterback, top 5 quarterback at all times. Obviously got hurt. So I don't feel like backing the Broncos right now in any sort of future markets at all. I think they come in 3rd or 4th. Would I be surprised if they went out and won 11 games, though, and Russ was back to what Russ did? Not really. Like, I could totally see that being that way as well. So that's why, for me, they're just kind of a sit-back-and-watch team. Honestly, one of the biggest question marks in the NFL for me. But I will say that boy, Pat Surtain, the second, junior, however he goes by, is an absolute dog. I love him. So I had to give him a shout-out. But other than that, I'm not betting the Broncos until I see what they look like on the field.
And that leaves us with the Kansas City Chiefs. No Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce getting older. They got Sky Moore. He's hurt. Dante swears he's the next Tyreek Hill. Blasphemy.
No, not Tyreek Hill.
Boo Smith-Schuster. I mean, they got pieces, but it ain't no Tyreek Hill. I don't think Kelce's going to have as great of a year as he's had. Just older tight ends. They regress. Their bodies get banged up more than anyone. They're blocking. They're catching. They're getting hit by linebackers and safeties. They're going up against the baddest motherfuckers on the field at all times. I think that's a lot of wear and tear on the body. Chiefs defense, they lose a leader in Tyrann Mathieu. I think that's huge leadership gone in the locker room. He was a great asset to their defense. And I think the Chiefs could be in some serious trouble. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say that they're going to suck when they have the best quarterback in the NFL and arguably the best head coach in the NFL. I don't think he is the best head coach in the NFL, but he's top 3, top 5.
Yeah. I don't really have much to elaborate about their offense. Losing Tyreek Hill obviously is kind of a loss, but I think they did a fine job replacing him. I think Juju is a serviceable player. No, I think they stopped the bleeding well to the point where it's not as much of a loss as like losing Tyreek Hill would be for most other teams. I think Juju's solid. MVS is a good deep threat, and Sky Moore, like I said, man, he's my guy. He can win all 3 levels. He's a great route runner, and his physicality for a guy who's 5'10", I think rivals a young Antonio Brown. So people always say, "Oh, he's the next Tyreek Hill." No, I think he's the next Antonio Brown. If you're going to compare him to somebody, if he can stay healthy, I think he's the offensive rookie of the year. If not, then who knows? Because that's obviously a big question mark. He's gotten like injured 3 times over the course of camp, which obviously isn't that great of a sign for a rookie who has yet to play an NFL game.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean,
he'll be fine.
Who cares? Injuries, that's nothing. That's nothing. But yeah, I think their defense, I think their front 7 is kind of underrated. I mean, they got 3 defensive ends who can shuffle in and out and be great. They add Carlos Dunlap, which was kind of an under the radar move. This is a guy who's had at least 8 sacks in every season since like 2013. So he's guaranteed to get on the field, and he's guaranteed to rush the passer. I mean, he's a very serviceable defensive end. They also got my guy George Karlaftis out of Purdue. Got his Rookie of the Year ticket in right before his first game, which he just happened to ball out. And he's a great bull rusher, high motor, but he can also move with a plethora of moves. I mean, he's a great pass rusher, big body. And Frank Clark's really taken him under his wing over training camp. Every single day after practice, there's a video of Frank Clark mentoring him in some way, shape, or form, grooming him to be the next best defensive end. Obviously, they still got Frank Clark, who had 60-plus pressures last season. So I think their pass rush is really good. You got Nick Bolton as a linebacker, one of the most underrated players in the entire NFL. Great at stopping the run, great in pursuit. I'm a huge fan of him. And the secondary, however, is a big, big question mark. Trent McDuffie, me and him, we went to middle school together, a couple years older than me. But I'm always on his side. Like, I'll always support him because he's a Huntington Beach guy. But I'm a little worried about how he'll do as a rookie. They got him playing on the outside, which is already the first wrong move. He's like 5'8". He should be in the nickel to start his career. I don't really see how that's any sort of debate. But he's on the outside, and I think he's going to get bullied by a lot of bigger receivers. They lose Charvarius Ward, who was super underrated last year. Didn't really do a great job of replacing him. And obviously, they lose Tyrann Mathieu. Now their safeties are Juan Thornhill and Justin Reed, one of the weaker duos in the NFL. So their secondary is going to get absolutely shredded. But I still have them going 12-5 and tied for the division lead with the Chargers.
Yeah, I think that if there's one player in the NFL that impacts a game the most without the ball in his hands, I think it's Tyreek Hill, just for what he can do to a defense, just being simply a decoy, keeping safeties 15 yards back every snap, gathering as many eyes as any player in the league that doesn't touch a ball. I don't think that you can just replace – I think that the only thing that I can think of this offense taking a step forward is, like, you know how when you're fucking driving and you almost hit a curb if you're tired, and then like the next 10 minutes you're super focused? That's like the only thing I can see for this offense. They're like, holy shit, we didn't fucking trounce everybody last year. We didn't score 40 points a game. We lose our biggest threat. Now we have to like resurface everything and restructure how we're doing shit. So maybe they could be like a more conventional offense. Juju looks good in from reports. Scantling's going to be able to take the top off. Sky Moore, good addition. He's nice, but how much can you expect out of him as a rookie? And you don't have much of a running game, really. Like, you have Andy Reid, who used to love to fucking run the ball, and I don't know. To me, I've seen Mahomes and Reid do more than pretty much any quarterback and coach in their short time, as far as offensive wise, scoring, AFC Championship, Super Bowl appearance, whatever. But I'm not taking them plus 175 to win this division when I could easily see them losing a game to all 3 teams in this division.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it. And their second, like, if it's 31-34 and you've got fucking Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, even Derek Carr driving down the field, I'm not counting on this fucking secondary to get a stop. Not a chance in hell. I wouldn't even.
Well, at the same time, against those same quarterbacks, I'm not counting on Derek Carr to do. I'm not counting on the Raiders secondary to get a stop either.
Yeah, the Raiders either. But if I'm picking a defense, I'm taking the fucking Broncos and the Chargers over Chiefs.
I think the Chargers secondary blows all these teams out of the water. Like, I think the Broncos are closer to the Raiders and the Chiefs than they are to the Chargers in my eyes.
But I would say that they're definitely second.
Oh yeah, they're second, but the Chargers are like way up and above first in my eyes.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, and their schedule is just insane. Like, you have 1 layup, maybe 2 layups on the schedule.
I mean, I'm similar. I'm similar as Field again in this one, man. I think the Chiefs definitely got worse this season. I mean, I'm a Dolphins fan. I'll be a homer for a second. I've never seen anyone move on a football field like Tyreek Hill has before. And I don't think that you're going to bring in Juju Smith-Schuster and Sky Moore and these guys and see anywhere near the production. I mean, when teams would game plan against the Chiefs, they would say, pick your poison. Are we going to shut down Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill? Who's going to be the focal point? And they would try and limit the damage from one of those guys. Well, this year you don't have that option. You have Travis Kelce, who Nick already said, he's wearing and tearing. Tight ends can't last forever. At some point, his production's going to drop down a little bit. And now he doesn't have that guy who spaces the field for him on the outside. I mean, I really think the Chiefs are going to take a step back this year. But do I have the balls to get out here and bet? Like, what's the fade bet on the Chiefs? Are you going to bet them under 10.5? Like, I still think their floor is high enough that they're going to win more than 10 games. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to win a division. Other than that, it's like there's nothing I can really do to fade them other than bet the Chargers to win the division. So that's kind of where I'm at with the Chiefs. I can't find an angle to attack them, but I definitely think they're a significantly worse football team. Like they're not, in my opinion, a top Super Bowl contender like they've been every year. Like they're not a shoo-in for that AFC Championship in any means.
Yeah. I mean, everything that I was going to say, Bobby just kind of hit the nail on the head. I think I just don't feel comfortable fading Patrick Mahomes in any sense at all. I definitely, obviously, lose Tyreek Hill, but they bring in Juju Smith-Schuster, who might be more focused on making TikToks than actually running fucking routes that beats the defense. So
he's got Jackson on the sidelines now too.
I just thought of that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why he really came to KC.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking TikTok mania in Kansas City, but it's gonna be a little bit of an adjustment. I definitely think they start out slow, but again, just like Bobby said, I mean, I don't see their floor being low enough to where they don't win, at least 10 games. And I don't feel comfortable betting they're over. They're under at all. So Patrick Mahomes is the fucking Terminator. Let it ride. See what happens.
Well, I think that's everyone, right?
They might be better
I think that's everyone.
They might be better without Jackson Mahomes and that Brittany on the sideline every game.
The wife.
That's the thing. Yeah.
But him and Juju,
she's a supportive wife.
They're going to be legendary TikToks.
He was yelling at her on courtside at like a basketball game the other day.
Oh, dude, the comment section.
There's always something going on with those two. Didn't he ban them from games? I'm pretty sure he banned the wife and Jackson from the game.
Nah, those were rumors. That
was a fake rumor. Yeah.
Nah, but they sound
believable though. It's a good rumor.
Contract.
I mean, got me.
Jackson Mahomes already got banned from like a restaurant in KC for being a fucking prick.
Yeah, he's being a prick.
This man hit the Juju on Sean Taylor's memorable life.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, that was wrong.
Like what?
Wait, what?
How stupid could you be?
There was like a 2-foot section of the field
Sean
roped
Taylor
off
is.
too.
Like he realistically doesn't know who Sean Taylor is.
Nah, there's no way that he knows.
Like he found out who he was after.
And
when the whole world was like,
did he like dance on like the logo like Sean Taylor or something?
Yeah,
like
and
that's what we're talking about.
He didn't know what it was. Like he didn't know that it was a memorial, even though it was fucking roped off.
The only 5 feet on the entire field that had fucking ropes around it. This
and he's probably like, oh, this looks nice. This looks cool. This is gonna look good in my TikTok video.
Yeah, you probably thought like the red ropes would just look good in the background or some shit.
It's aesthetic.
Yeah, it's just aesthetically pleasing with the Somerset filter on there.
Imagine being those parents though. Like how like you can't pick a favorite kid, but it's like you're at the family functions and somebody
gets a question.
So who's the favorite? And like Patrick Mahomes is just sitting there like this dude could be like a fucking scratch golfer on tour. He's got all the money in the world.
It's great to know, please.
Best quarterback in the NFL, and then you've got Jackson who's over here fucking
doing the WAP challenge.
Yeah, right.
Have you seen his basketball highlights though? Jackson can ball.
Doing the WAP.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, level 2 noob.
He's back.
What is this level 2 dude? What is this?
Watching his. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
So who watches more? Does Pat Mahomes watch his O-line train his wife more, or does Dante watch football more? That's the question I need to know.
I don't know. I think Dante watches more football than Patrick Mahomes watches his wife get trained.
I don't know.
I don't think we should be saying that. I don't think there's any truth to that. I think that's just an egregious statement to make.
I thought it was just out of
Travis
pocket.
Kelce's a dog. I'm not trusting my girl.
So did Captain Cold.
Yeah, Captain Cold, dude. Right on cue.
I'm not trusting my girl around Travis Kelce. If he's anywhere around, your bitch.
Especially with that mustache too, bro. He's rocking a mustache right now, and he looks like a cop, dude. Have you seen this? Have you seen him with the fucking mustache?
I've been around Travis Kelce at a wedding. That dude is as cool as it fucking gets.
Yeah, bro. No,
it doesn't get cooler than him.
You look like the Walmart version of him.
I will take that. I'll take that
Billy or
8 days
Field?
a week.
Yeah.
I've been told that I look like DJ Khaled, Aaron Donald.
You do look like
You look like DJ Khaled. Holy
No, he
shit.
doesn't.
When I
We
had
the best.
Yeah, he does.
Dude,
We the
I'm
best.
I'm up in Georgia. I'm up in Georgia in the fucking boondocks. I've got my car, which is a $40,000 Mercedes. Nothing crazy. I've got these people. I'm trying to go zip
Shit, I
lining.
wish I had a $40,000 Mercedes.
Bro,
Yeah,
it was
fucking
$40,000 when
on
it was
Civic.
new. That I could get 20 grand for that. Actually, right
Yo,
now, it
stop
doesn't even have
flexing, bro.
fucking
Keep
air
going.
conditioning.
Yeah, give it up, bro. We're talking about
Fucking
football.
privileged ass white kid. I'm not even gonna let him keep going.
Talking
Guy
about-
grows up, gated community. Yeah, I got a $40,000 car, nothing crazy. Mercedes, push a star. I got a extra crib in Georgia. They think I'm DJ Khaled.
Smoke,
In
what do you
my
think
lake
about
house
the
in
Chiefs?
Georgia.
That was the point. I had somebody ask me if I was fucking DJ Khaled because they have never seen like anybody like that looks. I don't know, bro. It was just insane. They thought I was DJ Khaled because I had a.
You're just rich and
Wait, so,
famous.
so here's the differential between you and DJ Khaled, though. Do you eat pussy? Because DJ Khaled does not eat pussy.
Oh, then that I mean, that's just like somebody needs to talk to him personally.
Okay, good. So yeah, so Billy, no,
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Field
Field
eats
eats
beef.
box.
Yeah, Field eats beef.
The box. That's like the bare minimum. Are you kidding me?
Dude.
What? Is,
So what's the lunch box? Like
I'm
what's
getting
your
the vibe.
what's your happy meal?
I'm getting the vibe. This is not an ass eating group right here.
Nah, dude.
I'll play in the deep end here and there.
I'm mingle.
Dante looks so disturbed. Dante does not see any of this shit on.
Dante's a
PFF.
virgin.
No chance.
Dante does not see
That's
any of this on PFF.
No chance.
Well, dude, he's a Utah fan, so Dante's probably a Mormon, so he just soaks.
What is the deal with that? So what? He gets mad like a lot of girls, or he can't.
I'm
have
not even
good
Mormon.
girls?
I'm Catholic.
You're the only person that's
Okay.
not Mormon and chooses to rep
Okay.
Utah that hard.
My
Who-
dad went
what?
there. I mean, obviously you don't know Utah, bro. We had 3 kids from fucking Hollandale High School ball out for us a few years
I don't
ago.
know Utah. I don't know Mormon. I don't know any of that stuff.
Yeah, Tyler Huntley, real Mormon, bro. Like, come on, the whole.
I'm just saying, dude. Like that's just the big thing they do out there. It's like they
It's
don't
really
it-
not
it's-
though.
it-
That's such cap. That's
like you
that's not even
can't like
true.
friction is not allowed in Zion. Like that, bro.
That's just not.
Dante's actually
true.
triggered right now.
I've
I mean, yeah, because it's a stupid statement.
I mean, when you
I
think
watch
Utah, you think
documentaries on
Mormon.
Netflix,
I think-
dude.
When you think BYU, you think Mormon. When you think Utah, it's something else because the school's not even Mormon.
I just think about the state. I think Mormon. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
fair.
no
The
idea
state, but
what
not the
Mormon
school.
is.
I mean, look at the football team. It's all Samoans and all black guys.
Is it a religion?
Mormonism? Yes.
Mormon-
Mormonism
yeah,
is a
it's a
religion.
religion.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I went to a school called Methodist University. I couldn't tell you what being Methodist means. I was just.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
my
I
roommate
know
was
it.
Jewish.
No,
Mormons
that's
and
called.
fried
Is
horse
that
cheese.
Mormon?
Don't
No,
want
what are
it.
the people that still think they're in like
That's Amish, bro.
Amish,
Amish?
They're
Amish,
Oh,
yeah.
people think
Yeah, hey,
electrical
Philly
outlets
reps.
are
Philly
Satan.
reps.
We got
Field reps Pennsylvania. He's automatically Amish, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, big whoop.
so many Amish people near me, bro. Or
I'll take
not
it.
All
near
right,
me,
we're
but
wrapping
around.
it up. That was a great episode. I'm the host, Nikki Smokes, with Bobby Field, Dante, Billy Smokes. We just broke down the AFC West, gave you a whole preview into your next round of sex. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next Monday.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.